Sigil-Jane is support role with average attack and defense stat. Her skill damage share with all ally. Increase all ally attack 30% 4 turns. Passive. Heals all allies for 7% max HP when taking skill damage. Compare with 4-star Jane, which she can heal 14% max HP on 50% chance when taking skill damage, and can trigger for normal attack damage at lower chance. However, there is one very important thing that is not mentioned here. Can you guess what is that? Sigil-Jane cast skill and damage share is active now. Let's watch closely from now on. Do you notice something? Apollo cast skill and Sigil-Jane damage share is still active. It is because Sigil-Jane damage share is undispellable. Now listen to what Sigil-Jane has to say for those who have underestimated her.
Repent might be too late.
Sigil-Jane +1 cleanse 1 debuff from all ally when taking each hit from skill damage. When her damage share is active and combined with Apollo, each time an ally casts skill, all ally will get healing and cleanse 1 debuff, because Apollo's passive. When he or ally cast skill, take pure damage, which is considered as skill damage and ignore shield. This awakening is so important and has multiple use. Now let's see what Sigil-Jane +0/+1 can do in battle.
Repent might be too late.
For the light of Nea.
Grusha is famous of her single target hit, as she can dispel damage share of the target. First, then only do her massive damage. Now with Sigil-Jane undispellable damage share, all damage of Grusha can be shared by whole team. Same for Tessiron's skill. His skill cannot dispel the target damage share. Zanya Mana Drain is also a debuff. By combining Apollo and Sigil-Jane, it is very easy to counter Zanya Mana Drain debuff now. Mana Drain on Sigil-Jane and Arthur now. Now any ally cast skill when damage share is active together with Apollo in same team, the Mana Drain debuff will be cleansed. One turn passed. There is no more Mana Drain from Arthur, but there is still Mana Drain from Sigil-Jane. It is because Sigil-Jane has other debuff that is cleansed first, as Sigil-Jane cleanse can only cleanse 1 debuff from all ally. Now let's again on Zanya Mana Drain against Sigil-Jane +1 damage share. Mana Drain on Aurelion and Apollo. Apollo casts skill and cleanse Mana Drain debuff. Mana Drain on Aurelion, Apollo, and Raphael. Other hero that is not Mana Drain can help to cleanse. Mana Drain debuff when Sigil-Jane damage is active. Sigil-Jane cast skill and Mana Drain debuff is cleansed. Let's go to see Sigil-Jane +1 another use. Bubble +5 will inflict silence to 2 random enemy when enemy casts skill. Let's see how this combo of Apollo and Sigil-Jane interact with Bubble +5 silence. Sigil-Jane casts skill and Bubble inflict silence on Apollo and Sigil-Jane. However, their silence get cleansed because Bubble +5 silence first, then only the pure damage of Apollo, which is considered as skill damage, kicks in and cleanse the silence.
Always follow your heart.
Now you can see the same thing repeated after attacker casts skill multiple times. Bubble cast skill on Sigil-Jane. It requires 2 cleanse in order to fully clear the mute and silence. Bubble +5 gets Fatal Blow and inflict all enemy with silence now.
I guess resisting is impossible for you now, huh? Repent might be too late. Always follow your heart.
Sigil-Jane helps a lot to take down Bubble +5, Raylan +5. Another use for Sigil-Jane. As Aurelian +5 can deal a lot of damage and can debuff the enemy very effectively, some players might place Aurelian on defense. If you already notice, when Aurelian damage every turn inflict on attacker team, there is cleanse and healing from Sigil-Jane. It means that Aurelian damage every turn is considered as skill damage.
Always follow your heart. Repent might be too late.
Now Sigil-Jane is inflicted with Fanatic now. Can she still cleanse and heal now? Yes, she can still cleanse and heal when she is stunned, as long as she takes skill damage.
Repent might be too late. Always follow your heart.
Those cleansing will help a lot to cleanse the debuff from Aurelian. Sigil. Jane +3. Increase healing received for all ally of same color by 30% when battle begins. Increase mana gain for same faction ally, 30%. Increase all ally defense 5% for 3 turns when taking skill damage. Stack up to 5 times. This is easy to get for Apollo Sigil-Jane combo. Sigil-Jane +5 gains immunity to death. 1 turn and restore full HP for 1 time in battle. Every skill damage will reduce all enemy critical chance 5%, critical damage 10% for 3 turns, stack up to 3 times. Now let's see Sigil-Jane +5 in battle. Healing received 30% buff is undispellable. After getting multiple skill damage, now all ally has increased defense, 25%.
Repent might be always follow your heart.
Tehran cast skill on Raphael and Sigil-Jane, and Frosted get cleansed after getting skill damage from other enemy. This can help against Lumenbray in terms of cleansing the Frosted part from Terran.
Repent might be always follow your heart. In Naya's name.
Praise the light.
In Naya's name. Repent might be
1 hero cast skill and all. Terran Frosted is cleansed.
in Naya's name. In Naya's name. Always follow your heart. Repent.
Before we go to conclusion, let's see how Sigil-Jane damage share interact with Soul Link enemy.
Fire leads us to eternity.
Soul Link can still overwrite. Sigil-Jane damage share. Sigil-Jane +0 damage share is undispellable. Even enemy cannot dispel. Sigil-Jane damage share. Enemy dispel can still dispel the buff of the target. Nevertheless, undispellable damage share can counter strong damage dealer that has dispel ability like Grusha, Nom Nom, and Tesseron skill. In PvE against Valor boss that has Dispel passive or skill, Sigil-Jane Undispellable damage share also help Rosamia Apollo team to deal maximum damage on boss without interruption. Sigil-Jane, +1 cleanse, 1 debuff. When getting skill damage, Sigil-Jane combined with Apollo can counter Xania mana drain and bubble, +5 silence effectively. Sigil-Jane +3/+5 awakening is not too significant. Recommendation: free-to-play AMD budget player. If you are main yellow or second color is yellow, it is very good to have Sigil-Jane from Season Shop, especially if you have Apollo. Try to aim to +1 and you can totally replace 4-star Jane. Recommendation: middle to high power player. If you main or second color is yellow, it is very good to get Sigil-Jane from Season Shop and aim +1 at least. She will be useful for PvP and also Valor boss. Especially you have Rosamia Apollo. But last thing I need to remind, damage share can be double-edged sword. If your team is too weak for the opponent, those high damage from enemy will cause your lowest HP ally to die first due to damage share. So be careful when you decide to use damage share hero.